good afternoon and good evening to you guys. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Full 100. It's Wednesday the 11th of November, and it's a serious show we've got for you guys today. We're going to be looking at the new vaccine that came out on Monday from Pfizer and BioNTech. As well as looking at the trending situation with the coronavirus in the UK. And then we're going to touch on the overview of what's going on in the United States, in the Banana Republic over across the Atlantic. So guys, listen, I'm not going to waste your time faffing about. Without further ado, guys, let's get down to today's show. Right, as you're all aware, vaccine that I've discussed on this channel many a time. I mean, my channel's kept you up to speed with the progress. If you go back May-June times, about May-June times, I brought you guys the when BioNTech and Pfizer came together. BioNTech German, Pfizer US came together to push for a vaccine. And I kept you guys up to speed with Moderna as well. And also there's another one now on the verge of breaking loose as well, which is the Oxford University and AstraZeneca coming together as a partnership to get one. They're knocking on the door. So anyway, the great news about this one is that this is 90% proof, 90% success rate, which is great. You've got to take 2 shots of it. And at the moment, they're guessing that you might have protection for about a year. So just like any other flu jab, you will have to top it up.
NHS will work flat out and be ready to distribute the vaccination from the beginning of December if it is approved by regulators. Our medical editor Fergus Walsh has more.
This is Liquid Hope, the first COVID vaccine proven to be effective in production in Germany. If regulators approve it for use, a few million doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine should be available in the UK before the end of the year. So who'll get it first? Put simply, the older you are, the sooner you're going to be eligible for a COVID vaccine. Currently in pole position are elderly care home residents and staff. Then people aged 80 and over, plus frontline NHS workers. The vaccine will then be allocated to younger age groups in bands of 5 years. But that is dependent on it being effective in older adults, and we're still waiting for that data. Adults under 65 with underlying health conditions will also be given some priority. There should be enough doses of the Pfizer vaccine to immunise 20 million people. So younger adults may have to wait for other vaccines to come through. The Pfizer jab is not intended for children. Vaccinators will go into care homes to immunise vulnerable older residents. GP surgeries will play a crucial role. Some may be open 7 days a week. And large venues like sports halls are also likely to be used for mass immunisation. The Pfizer vaccine trials were mainly conducted in the United States and Germany. Initial findings suggest it's 90% effective at preventing COVID-19. Caution is needed, but the early results are surprisingly good.
Even the optimists amongst us were hoping for 50 or 60%. So this puts this vaccine straight up at the top of the league.
Results from the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine trials are expected in a matter of weeks.
Yeah, no problem. How do you feel? I feel fine.
If they too are positive, it would be another decisive step out of the shadow cast by this pandemic.
Do we know who was tested in these trials?
Yep, more than 43,000 volunteers in 6 countries, not the UK. It was the USA, Germany, Brazil, Argentina, South Africa and Turkey, a very diverse ethnic range of volunteers aged from between 12 and 85 years of age.
Welcome back, guys. Like I said, it is what it is, guys. And you can see from the age categories as well, there's been a lot of fake news about, they're going to try and get all black people they're going to try and come after us and use us. Bros, they're starting in nursing homes, like I've said on this channel. I've actually got the list up. See from the list, guys, they're starting from nursing homes and working their way down. Take a look at the list and don't let no one tell you any different. That's the case. I'm over 50, so I'm about, I think, about the 5th league or category of people. So between 50 and 55 come after 55 to 60 and 60 to 65 and so on, but they're coming downwards. Okay, guys. So, look, if no one's going to force anyone to take it, I respect anyone who doesn't want to take it. However, when you choose not to have a driver's license, then don't complain when people don't give you a car to drive. If you choose not to take the vaccine, then hell, if a country says they can't, they don't want you, don't go bitching and crying about it. Just accept it, go somewhere else where they will have you with your COVID. Okay, and it's just as simple as that, people. I can't be no plainer than that. Seriously, I'm really losing patience with people spreading fake news. And you know, it started with 5G. Now they can see that it's not 5G. So then they went to the vaccine and it's Bill Gates. Now I don't hear much about Bill Gates no more, because clearly the guy has nothing to do with all these different countries and companies that are in a race. I mean, you got people like Rwanda and Senegal trying. You got Cuba trying to get. You got Australia's got 4. So now we don't hear so much about Bill Gates. Now you got the Kate Shemirani's talking about he's going to change your DNA now. You know, when 60% of the world takes the vaccine and nothing happens to them, then the other 40% are still going to find, oh well, watch, no, you see, I've got a friend who's gone mad. And yeah, bros, listen, let's keep it moving. So I'm going to go on to my next video now, which is a look, for those of you who are still in doubt what's going on in this country, take a look at this chart. Basically, it's self-explanatory. Take a look.
It's been hard for the testing system to keep up as cases, hospital admissions and deaths have risen steadily.
One way of assessing the COVID impact is looking at the total number of deaths from all causes. This line shows the 5-year average for UK weekly deaths. And here's what's happened so far this year. And you can see a sharp spike in April at the time of the first wave. The red area shows COVID deaths. There are other excess deaths as well. Some could be linked indirectly to COVID because people didn't seek hospital treatment. Then it falls back towards the average before picking up again, though it's still nowhere near where it was at the time of that first wave. And here's what's been happening in recent months. And you can see just since October, the death toll has gone back above that 5-year average.
Reducing cases and saving lives is the aim of lockdown restrictions.
Welcome back, guys. Before I move off this topic, I also want to, like I said to you guys, obviously the AstraZeneca, the Pfizer and BioNTech one, that's the one that's out now. Okay, they're going to be pushing it out by December. You also got Oxford University and AstraZeneca. Big, huge company, AstraZeneca, do a lot of stuff, very reputable company. And then you got Oxford University, they're in combination. But you also got Eli Lilly, have produced what's called an antibody treatment. Okay, so this is sort of it's like a middleway between a treatment, a pill that cures you, and a vaccine that keeps you from catching infection. It's like the middleway. So it mimics your antibody to fight corona. That's what Trump took, but it's only now this week been approved. So keep an eye out for those, guys. I'm just here to inform you guys. It's anybody's choice what they do with it. So we're going to scoot over to the US now, guys. All right. A lot's going on in the US, guys. I see a dictatorship coming, guys. This guy, not only is he refusing to concede, to accept, to even be in reality, he's convincing the Republican Party towing the lines because they're all scared shitless of him. Literally, and I don't use bad language on it, I do apologize, but they are all scared of him. He's got 72 million people that voted for him, 77 voted for Biden, so Biden's 5 million ahead. However, that's still 72 million strong, so that means his tweet goes out to 84 million people. Why they're towing the line is this: they're all going to run again. He's out, but they're all going to run again, and they still got 2 races to run in Georgia, to rerun in Georgia. What they're scared of is that this guy puts a tweet out to say, anyway, these guys ain't backed me, don't back any of them. They're finished. he puts a tweet out on any one of them, Mitch McConnell or whatever his name is, they're finished. Any one of them. So this is why they're towing the line. However, it's shameless. It's completely shameless. These are people who their constituents voted into power, and yet they're beholden to someone else. It's diabolical. Guys, I've got a quick roundup, a 3-minute clip of the roundup in the US as things stand at the moment, and then I'll see you on the other side. Take a look.
President-elect Biden is preparing for a legal battle against outgoing President Trump's obstruction of the transition. The Trump administration and top Republicans continue to try to hang their hats on conspiracy theories about election fraud. No evidence has been presented. The Attorney General, Bill Barr, is going along with it, hook, line, and sinker, telling federal prosecutors to investigate allegations of voting irregularities that, as of yet, no one has been able to show any evidence of. Because of this, overnight, the Justice Department's top elections crimes prosecutor resigned in protest. President Trump also just fired his defense secretary. There could be more to come, including the beleaguered directors of the CIA and FBI.
So this is not an abstraction. This is happening before our eyes. The Biden transition is not getting certain security briefings. They can't work on coordinating vaccine distribution with government officials. Real things are not happening. And the pandemic is spiraling nearly out of control. Dangerous new heights, 111,000 new cases reported. The country likely to hit an all-time high for hospitalizations as soon as today.
President Trump is still refusing to accept the reality of the election results this morning, and those around him are supporting the delay in allowing President-elect Joe Biden to get to work. One of them, Attorney General Bill Barr, who authorized federal prosecutors to investigate Trump's baseless claims of voting irregularities in the election. There is no evidence of widespread voter fraud or illegal voting in the United States, something officials in battleground states like Michigan are making clear.
I'm confident that any inquiries that proceed in Michigan or elsewhere are only going to reveal the truth. This election was smooth, secure, transparent, and accurate.
But Biden is still unable to unlock all of the resources that should now be available to him as the winner of the election, including access to highly classified information and intelligence briefings. Holding the key, the General Services Administration, whose Trump-appointed administrator, Emily Murphy, has refused to cooperate with Biden's transition as president-elect. A GSA spokesman telling CNN there is no election winner. But that isn't true. This after Trump started off his Monday suddenly announcing the firing of Defense Secretary Mark Esper in a tweet. Sources fear Esper may not be the last victim of Trump's lame duck firing spree, telling CNN FBI Director Christopher Wray, CIA Director Gina Haspel, and the Attorney General could be the next ones to go.
According to a senior administration official, John McKenty, the White House Director of Personnel, has put out the word that anybody caught looking for a job will be fired. One more indication of how far this administration will go to push a false narrative. John.
Welcome back, people. It's terrible, man. I mean, the guy's fired 4 top people since I last spoke to you guys. He's fired 4 of his top. He's fired the defense chief. He's fired the defense chief's chief of staff. So like you're removing the snake's head completely, the leadership, and even the Pentagon is calling this dictator moves. It seems to me that the Democrats need to start doing something real quick right now, because he could well be planning to barricade himself in the White House with a few trusted troops, just like we see in the Congo or Rwanda. You know, not even better countries. I mean, the worst of the worst countries. It's ridiculous. Guys, take a look at how much progress he's making in the courts so far, and I'll tell you what the score is on the other side. Take a look.
Here's the thing. The way you know that this entire scheme is complete BS is that when the Trump campaign took this very issue to court in Philadelphia, the judge asked the campaign if they had any officials in the room while ballots were being counted, to which the campaign replied that they did, at which point the judge dismissed the case. In other words, they showed their entire hand and undermined their own disinformation effort. As for this idea that illegal ballots are being counted, again, they presented this without a shred of evidence. But
welcome back, people. Right, the score at the moment is 12 cases they've put in front of different courts in different states, all thrown out. 12-0. He's got no case nowhere, and he's still got Republicans talking about. Listen, if you want to know what happens if this, you know, I think he's planning something. I really do. I think he's smelled the air. There's not enough people in his cult followers to maybe start a genuine war, if he calls it. But I think he might be calculating that if he barricades in the White House with a few trusted generals, like he's getting rid of the ones he can't trust at the moment. He's in a lame duck president period, which means there's nothing going on for his. Where he's at, you're supposed to be tying up loose ends, tying up relationships, saying goodbyes, taking one last trip to the best friends, like Obama went Germany in his last few days and stuff like that, in his last few months after Trump was elected. It's tying up loose ends. That's what he's supposed to be doing. He's firing and hiring, which makes absolutely no sense. But if you're wondering what, other than, like I was saying, if he barricades in the White House and have a few trusted generals, have a few troops on the White House grounds, let's say 1,000 soldiers, 2,000 soldiers, you're going to need a force to get those people out. I think if he does that, then he may well get a lot of his QAnon supporters and a lot of his right-wing supremacists to join the 1,000, 2,000 legal soldiers that he's been. I think in that scenario, we can have a race war. But there will have to be, it won't be a race war as such, because you'd have to use jets to kill these people. I mean, I can see chaos in this guy's head. But if you're wondering what happens if he doesn't leave the White House, yeah? Here's a little clip of an expert, constitutional expert, being there, seen it, done it, and this is what happens. So take a look.
I think the president-elect Joe Biden has been very clear that it's an embarrassment, but there's nothing that Pompeo or Trump or any of those guys can do to prevent Biden from becoming the president. On January 20th at high noon, he becomes president of the United States when he takes the oath. And any Trump administration official, including the president himself, who pretends to have power under the executive branch, after that point is committing a federal felony punishable by imprisonment, in addition to whatever other crimes they might have committed. You know, it's as though he is going to build an alternative White House down there in Mar-a-Lago, presumably with rubber padded cell walls, and he's going to pretend to be president, but he won't be president of the United States.
Welcome back all. We've come to the end of the show. Hope that was helpful. Got one more show for the week. I might actually do a very short one tomorrow because the situation in the US is something we need to keep an eye on. So guys, without further ado, I'm just going to say my goodbyes now, and I'll see you all on Friday. Enjoy the rest of the week. All the best and look after each other. Peace and love to every one of you. Bye-bye.